Welcome everybody here to day number 8 of the MLG TKO stage number 1 as the TKO tournament where we find the best teams, divide them up into their own regions, the US and the European scene, and then find out who is the best, who is the worst will actually get knocked out of this first round. And we are rapidly approaching the end of stage 1. For all the details on it, check out mlg.joindota.com and you'll find all the current standings of the teams. Right now though, we are looking at Power Rangers going up against RoXKIS here in our first match of the day. There's a lot of Dota. There is a lot of Dota across 3 different Joindota live streams right now. And if you're tuning into all 3 of them, you're a boss. You're such a boss. It's great to have you here. We'll be doing your MLG TKO live stream right here on the MLG Player this evening. And joining me are 4-hour games that will be Sneyking. Man, welcome back for another night of TKO.
Well, hello, Toby, and I'm quite excited as well. And this is a very close matchup, in my opinion. Probably one of the closest in this group, and I'm looking forward to this game.
Yeah, same, man. I can never really turn down Godlike Dota, even though it really hasn't been as secure as it really should be of late, but it's been better than some of the other teams in this group right now. Because if you don't know, we're actually having a battle for 4th position right now. Is basically what we're looking at. Both Power Rangers and RoXKIS are locked at 3 games apiece. This is their last game here in Stage 3. So this will decide who takes 4th position and who ends up sitting there in 5th position and knocking NextKZ, Sigma, and VP into the 6th, 7th, 8th, and more than likely out of the tournament as well, unless Sigma can pull through something absolutely amazing in tonight's games.
Yeah, perhaps, and that's definitely a game that must be watched. And currently, on our hands, 3 games apiece, like you said. Whoever wins or loses, this is make or do right now.
Yeah, this is it. This is it for these guys. So it all comes into a best of 1. Isaiah best. It's just one game, So Power Rangers, let's see what these boys have got in store for us. Ancient Apparition as well as Clockwork coming into the pickup already. We will notice that our captain's mode is going to change. This hero actually appeared in the TKO last night and got added into the captain's mode last night as well, and that's the Ember Spirit, man. He's part of the crew now. He's part of the captain's mode.
Is he now, actually?
Yep. Happened last night.
Wow. Must have been during my sleep hours, but that's interesting to see. It's already gotten banned out? I guess Power Rangers does not want to risk anything, because I'm pretty sure you can't really practice it even in when you scrim, because the hero is still grayed out. But it's banned out right away against RoXKIS. Interesting.
Yeah, you're right. If you're playing captain's mode, you can't actually practice with it. But Godlike's also known as the captain who will pick up anything he feels is imbalanced. So if it is imbalanced, then he'll be like, yeah, okay, we'll play with it. And then we'll combine it up with some different kind of random thing, because, yeah, he was one of the guys that even before, who was it? Who was it that got added to the pool? I'm trying to remember the good example of it. Yeah, but Godlike is basically one of these guys that he'll see a hero in the AP, and then go, okay, I know how I want to play this guy when he first comes out, and we'll practice strats before that hero is released into captain's mode.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of slightly abusive. Perhaps Val should give us a heads up, or maybe just an edge to Godlike as he practices every single hero's potential, even within matchmaking. I don't know. That's interesting to discuss, though, whether that's a fair play or not.
10 seconds.
But what are your thoughts right now, Toby?
My thoughts right now is I can't believe how defensive RoXKIS is being. I agree with the whole Bane up against Weaver, because then at least they have some kind of lockdown. As long as they got something that can instantly trigger off the Lincoln Sphere in the later portion of the game, then I'm liking the combo. What I'm missing right now from RoXKIS, though, is good initiation. That means lifesteal a bomb kind of initiation. And I'm not quite sure if they want to try and go down the lines of a Storm Spirit in this game. Considering there's no massive silence, maybe RoXKIS would try and do that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm looking for RoXKIS' initiation. Power Rangers already have it in droves. Weaver Shikuchi's maneuverability is great, AA Global, and then you got Clockwork as well with the hook shot in. So I have no troubles with the PR lineup right now. Makes for a very powerful lane no matter how you look at it. Be it Clockwork on the safe lane. Abaddon's not going to harass him back. Bay's not really going to harass him back. And I see Power Rangers now capitalizing on that. They're going to try and run dual lanes here, I'm pretty sure. With the Lich pickup now coming into play, they will completely control. They'll try and control all 3 lanes. Find a favorable matchup in mid and just try and control all 3.
Yeah, definitely it does look like a dueling scenario. Possibly maybe trialing, but I don't think that would be the best case for them. But right now, they both teams are lacking a mid solo, and unless that's a mid solo Mirana, but I'm pretty sure Goldblack is running similar duel lanes as well with the Mirana Bane sort of duel lane, Lifestealer Abaddon short lane kind of deal here. And then, so I would imagine both Storm Spirit and Puck should be a pretty high priority in both of these teams because they're both very good initiators and silences are very disruptive heroes, which is good on both sides.
Yeah. You're right there, man. You're right there. But, okay, FNG, give us your last one, man. Give us your last one. I don't know about you, man, but I'm feeling so, I was thinking of a different word, but that's not quite right. Eager is a better word to put in there. I just want to get to Dota. Yeah, I didn't get to cast yesterday. I was flying about, so I was like, I want to come back and just get into some Dota. Which means I want to see my aggressive heroes. Power Rangers have very passive early on style heroes, while RoXKIS have the lethal combination of a Mirana Bane. And then like Abaddon Lifestealer, that's investment into later portions of the game too. And Queen of Pain and Puck with the final bands out. Yeah, so FNG as well as Goblak both realize it's just jump initiation heroes. That's all that's missing here in the mid.
Yeah, indeed. And Power Rangers does have the Clockwork hook shot for initiation follow an ancient operation. So I guess in that sense they're not lacking that much, but RoXKIS, they definitely need like the Lifestealer bomb that you spoke of, unless they want to use Mirana as the leap into initiation, which is sort of sloppy, I would say, and not ideal to have your Mirana leap into the middle of heroes.
Yeah. They need something else to work with that, dude. But they at least have the advantage they can see what FNG is going to be picking up in the mid before they make their response. So they can get a favorable matchup, maybe. I don't know how you'd really want to have a favorable matchup up against like a Storm Spirit in the mid. The only way you could like do it and then know you win your lane takes away your initiation. Like you could go into the lines of even the OD in this matchup, but it's going to basically cripple their aggression, and they'll rely almost solidly on arrows. On arrows or runes coming out from RoXKIS in order to get the upper hand in the team fight. They won't set the tone.
Just a question, Toby. Is LC currently in this draft as well, along with Ember Spirit?
No.
LC is not, okay.
It was just Ember Spirit who was added to it all.
Okay. Because I was thinking maybe if that's still an option. I haven't seen the full potential of that hero in the competitive play. But I don't know, maybe he can do some crazy mid-solo or something. I wasn't sure if Goldblack was up for it, but...
I can tell you right now that a reason why you're seeing Ember Spirit being banned out, like it even just happened, I just got word over on the side that there is in fact Ember Spirit's being picked up in Navi's games as well. So, yeah, believe me, the teams will be experimenting. But for those people who are enjoying all the Join Dota live streams, we're on Twitch, Dailymotion, and MLG tonight. So, and 3 awesome games. In fact, more awesome games here on TKO coming up later on tonight.
Yeah, and Navi's playing against Liquid, correct?
Yeah, correct.
And Liquid actually was talking about Ember Spirit as well, so I guess, I don't know, it's just a popular hero, I guess. And it's a new patch, so people want to exploit the maximum benefits to win their games.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, man. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to tonight, too, because we're going to breach into the American scene later on this evening with 2 games coming out from Cloud9. So, yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of diversity coming out of the TKO competition tonight. So if you have joined us inside the game on Dota TV tickets or here on the MLG live stream, thank you very much for joining us, and we hope we'll bring you some awesome matches this evening. Right now, we're going to wrap up our lineups, and we're not going in for straight jump initiations like we were thinking. To a point, they have it. One's through high movement speed, and the other's going to be through the Blink Dagger you'll afford up. But we get Magnus as well as Bane coming up as the last heroes here for PR and RoXKIS.
Yeah, and right now, this is a pretty strong lineup. The Night Stalker Silence actually makes a lot of sense. Very good against all the supports, Reaver and the Magnus of PR. And the only downfall is if he gets cogged inside of the Clockwork, it's going to be pretty difficult for him to survive through all that burst. But that's only the downfall. Perhaps a BKB will help, or an early force staff possibly on his team. But only downfall that I see of that Night Stalker pick.
Oh, let's look at our lanes, man. We'll get ourselves into the groove by running through our lanes. As I'm also like double checking a whole bunch of other stuff, hence I obviously just sound a little bit distracted, but now focus time. So we'll have down this bottom lane, the man who is 633, that is BZZ down the bottom lane, taking up the role as the live sealer. Y'all be supporting him as the Bane, so not seeing the Mirana-Bane combination right now, at least not yet. Solo will be the mid-solo Night Stalker, so he is obviously replacing Scandal in this lineup, and then Seedoy will be the Mirana up here on the top lane, and Goblex is hanging around to give him a little bit of support up here too. While PR, to be expected, we're running a dual lane off lane, so both Moon as well as FNG, the Weaver and Lich respectively, being the off laners. Cheshire Cap then goes in towards the middle lane as the Clockwork. That puts Ancient Apparitions J4 up to the top lane, and he's babysitting the Magnus. So PR also just modifying their lanes around a little bit, so Mag gets a little bit more safe lane up on the top.
Yeah, and right now, it's kind of interesting how they put the Clockwork middle over the Magnus, as many people would expect, but perhaps... I'm not sure if this is going to work out better for them or not, because I think a Clockwork dual lane would be pretty strong with Ancient Apparition. You can cog them in, and then it'll be easy cold feed into just chilling touch, beating down your enemy.
Oh,
but right now, you can't do that.
This should be first blood right now. He caught out FNG, and with a DD rune on him as well, it's going to take 2 hits. There's one, and there's your second. Straight up the hill. And first blood is then taken by Y'all, catching that Lich very far out of position. But you can see why he was down there. He was doing the warding for it all.
Okay, that makes sense. So I was like, that Lich should have seen the double damage and been more careful. Yeah, but unfortunately couldn't see that. But right now, just a good start for the Bane. He's already level 2 and with boots already, so this is going to be very quick rotations and easy from Bane if he wants to do these early rotations early on. But RoXKIS right now are dominating their lanes. Take a look at top lane, we see that J4 is actually getting zoned out by his own pull, and they're just happily farming their neutrals.
Yeah. And J4 could do nothing about this. I'm still surprised at RoXKIS, and maybe this is like the logic behind it. Like, you push the Clockwork to the middle lane because you don't think he can survive up against what would have appeared to be an aggressive tri-lane coming out from RoXKIS. Like a Nightmare into Arrow with an Abaddon right behind you as well. It was never really going to end well for a Clockwork, so maybe they thought the skill would be able to escape, let him escape out to safety.
Maybe perhaps, but I feel like if the arrow lands, you're kind of dead either way, but a regeneration rune spawns top, and J4 is going to be able to get to it.
Yeah, at least
Gold Black.
We'll at least have himself some chilling touch damage. You can dish out the Gold Black for free. Just 2 hits. Solo's already finished up. Like he's finished a full charge of his bottle and now realizes he can't get the rune. Just goes straight back, send it back to base. But once we hit that 4-minute mark, I will be assuming that RoXKIS will control every single rune from here on out. They're really going to be mindful of that for the NS.
It's going to be very difficult to contest these runes because you can never really contest a Bane like, for a rune. And then Abaddon, he doesn't care about Mirana. Like, Mirana is not going to die in this top lane until Magnus hits 6 with RP. So he can safely just check the rune whenever he so desires. Right now, CS-wise, Night Stalker's doubling up on Clockwork, and so is the rest of the Radiant lineup, actually. They're sitting happily on top.
Well, there's nothing PR can do about this, and this is where the lanes become really, really smart. Like
middle lane right now.
Are they?
Soul might be going down.
It's a bit too much of a man fight right there, and with the rocket at level 2 and the battery assault holding him there. Yeah, what was he doing in that deep? His bottle hadn't arrived yet, so he had no mana for a Void or Crippling Fear.
Yeah, he was trying to get a CS under the tier 1 tower. I guess that was a little greedy, and he definitely paid for it. And I'm surprised that Clockwork is going this 2-1-2 build, because generally we see mid-solo Clockwork like very favor that battery assault max early game starter skill build, but
might be because he's low on CS, thinks the rocket range is the only thing that can let him do it without putting himself in jeopardy. Maybe.
Yeah, perhaps, but that first blood is definitely projecting him forward in this lane, and he's almost already level 6, and he's gonna have very high potential to kill this Night Stalker, despite nighttime turning out right now.
With 2 supports coming in, hell yeah. So first, Sol's just used all of his mana. He's running up for the top DD rune. That'll be taken by the Ancient Apparition. So Solo's already down on that 4-minute mark, down a rune, that is.
Yeah, and Gold Black's gonna rotate the middle, realizing this middle lane is going to be very lethal for this Night Stalker, as this Clock is already level 6, but he's hesitant to walk across the river as there is hook shot. Yeah, but he's still walking through, and he's getting pinged out heavily, so we might see a hook shot.
Well, I think they're almost happy for him to be initiated on to a point, because then you'd have some return damage, and that's what they go in for J4. So Golub basically sacrifices himself in order for Solo to get this kill on the secondary support. And with Yol in the neighborhood, he should be out of control of Cheshire Cat, but he never nightmared him. So Cheshire Cat now picks up a double kill. Cogs are coming back off cooldown again, but he needs a little bit more mana if he wants to try and fight up against Yol. That was unusual.
That was honestly bad play from Goldblack's part. He should have known that there's no way they can really contest this Clockwork in a 3 versus 3 scenario with the level advantage on Clockwork. I think he should have just walked the safe route around so that he wouldn't have gone caught out, or even the really safe route all the way around. So that definitely costed his team that kill, but Yo in the meantime soaking up that easy experience. He's almost 4.5.
He's chasing down ZXC. Nice little skewer away. The arrow's available, but the Dire Creep Waves are really screwing around with him with the chilling touch damage now being given over. Cedo is copping a hell of a lot of damage here. And J4 with the extra rocket coming in from Cheshire Cat. They are able to take out the Mirana and then move in a little bit deeper. Solo still had that shield up from Goldblack, so he was able to bring down the Magnus. And looking for more onto Cheshire Cat. No mana available. 4-1 charges in 1 second time. Might be enough for Cogs. It is. And he just has to get shielded up. And Abaddon will end his life. And Solo, he keeps remaining in deep. Goldblack is almost dead. In fact, with that last attack coming in, he went into 2 life points. And now he will go down. But Solo still finds himself another kill. Yol comes out to help. There's still a big Dire Creep Wave here, but a 5-second arrow lands an FNG, skewered down, but now into the Nightmare. There is no RP anyway, and Seedoy will just keep the attacks going, and Power Rangers, what looked to be a really bad fight for RoXKIS, diving into the Tier 1 tower, ends up going the way of RoXKIS. Solo survives the entire thing, hitting level 8, and even Seedoy comes in for a little bit of joy at the end of it all.
Yeah, and I feel like that was a very great play from RoXKIS right there, as he just basically traded, like, 2 heroes for basically 4 of RoXKIS PRs, excuse me. But during all this time, Moon could have definitely bought a TP from the side shop and just headed top lane to give him some assistance. Perhaps it's a slight misplay from him, but that's definitely putting his team on the back feet right now. And PR knowing that, and they're on the back feet, they have to stay together against this Night Stalker because he's pretty fed now. It's like level 8. He got 2 levels off of that top engagement.
Lich. At least we'll see the Courier right now, but the Courier spotted him out, moving down towards this bottom lane, but you're right, it's already too late. BZZ using the Infest damage to ensure the kill, and that gives him his 7-minute hand of Midas.
Yeah, that's pretty decent considering there's a Lich screwing around your lane, but...
Solo. Yeah. Crazy, crazy man. He's going to silence, going to void, and then, well, he gets hook shotted up. No surprise whatsoever when you got a Clockwork on your team, and Goldblack is trying to reach it in time, but just unable to do so. And now Goldblack's in a bad position. Frosted up. He was in the middle of the Vortex as well. And then Cheshire Cat wanting to hit him down. He's waiting, in fact, for the shield to end from Goldblack. But with this Invis rune, he's able to trap him in position. But not able to find himself a kill, just burning a little bit of mana off.
Yeah, Goldblack is level 6. It's going to be very difficult to kill that Abaddon if there's even a chance. But in the meanwhile, Reaver has gone back to bottom lane, decides to pick up Treads, realizing he can't try to get a hand on Midas, because Night Stalker is just going to give him a drive-by and kill him every time without the bonus strength from the Treads. But Ern just picked up by a Night Stalker a little bit a while ago, and he still has a charge from the recent kills, and he's going to pick up a Haste Rune, so it's good news for him.
Yeah, that Haste Rune's great news for him. The only downside is we're hitting daytime again. So Solo, who extended it the first time, that's why we're over the 8-minute mark, has to go back to his normal mode. And this means a little bit more passive for now, at least for Solo. Until maybe 6 seconds time, and then he's got himself his ultimate up again. And looks like they may be using it. He just pops the Haste Rune and goes straight top lane.
Yeah, but passive laning phase right now definitely favors RoXKIS after the early game trades that they got. And bottom, like, Reaver can't even lane against this Bane. It's like, this is so depressing for him. Like, if he tries to step up, he's going to die. But Lich right now spots up Bane.
Yeah, he finds him in the corner, but Bane still got level 6. You can see him starting up the Fiend's Grip right there. Realizing the bugs are on the way in PR. They're bringing in more support for this one. That Brain Sap onto FNG. Lich will bounce back and then into the RP. Fiend's Grip, and wow! BZZ, he managed to infest and evade that attack coming in. That's why the Licholi never really bounced again. And now we see 2 heroes down for PR. The Cogs have in fact locked Magnus in a bad position. The Ernest taking him down. Solo needs one more Void to kill him off. It's off cooldown. There's your Void. Cheshire Cat gets hit by a Starfall, and BZZ just loses ground the entire way through that. And another big fight ends up going the way of RoXKIS. And they may take more damage than just heroes. They're going to hit the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane too.
Yeah, these aggressive plays are really paying off despite how well it looked like it was starting to get for PR with the early Lich bouncing. But Ancient Apparition still not level 6, so he definitely needs to soak up this experience, and then they can start looking to take a team fight with Ancient Apparition ulti shooting from across the map.
And Solo, Illusion Rune for him as well. It's fueling the fire of RoXKIS, and they're going to come down to the bottom lane again. ZXC's out here, 1 open wounds, and ZXC is dead. He's going to skewer himself away. That silence didn't come fast enough from Solo, so he was able to escape, but the tier 1 tower does go down. Goldblade getting spotted out again. But you're right, they just don't want to go in him because they know they can't kill him. And now you got a Life Stealer, not going straight in for Armlet, but buys up Drums. 10 minutes in, running a Hand of Might is 2-0 for 3. Like, I thought PR were doing well when they had the 5-1 clockwork. But RoXKIS is just pulling in the cash now. 6k net worth for the Lifestealer in comparison to the highest on PR, which is a 3.4. And that's the clockwork.
Yeah, and Nightsucker is opting to go for an Aghanim Scepter as well, so these are some very greedy pickups from RoXKIS. Because Drums, honestly, does not need on Lifesteal. It's a luxury item for the bonus mana, because it's low on... Lifesteal is very low on mana pool-wise for the amount of mana his spells require. But right now, Mirana Invis, not going to see too much, but Yo is still smoked, so he's looking to gank up.
Yeah, they can see one. Cheshire Cat's right on top of the Observer Ward right now. And they know they like to come over here, but they've also got to realize the bottom lane's been abandoned by Moon. So, yeah, ZXC is down here trying to find the farm for that one, but Moon is currently jungling as the Weaver. This is his way of catching up. And this is a Weaver who has just been shut down, like a 0-2 on a Weaver who's got like a ring as well as treads and a wand. There's not really a lot to write home about here. In fact, that's kind of like nothing to write home about. You wouldn't even want to tell your parents that you only got that much farm.
Yeah, and this is a desperate smoke gank that's spotted out by RoXKIS already, and I don't think this is going to end well. Lifestealer should be able to back up bottom soon, as Goldblock should be telling him that a smoke is imminent, and RoXKIS are sticking as 3 in middle lane, while Mirana is ready to TP.
Yep. Well, BZZ has backed up. Not all the way, though. There's a Dire Observer Ward just around the corner. Okay, now he's going back all the way. Loops around. And now Cheshire Cat's got the option. If he wants to hookshot in, he can do so. But with Goldblack also there, I'm pretty sure BZZ's feeling rather safe and secure. It's 4 seconds until Infest is back off cooldown again. And then they can start to fight. And you're seeing right now the Dire Observer and Sentry go around the corner. So they can see quite clearly the Lifestealer moving up. He opens wounds and then finds the rest of the heroes. But Battery Assault won't affect him. He just goes all the way in on ZXC, who has to skewer himself away to safety. Back over to the fight where people are still here. Solo triggers up the ultimate. Mirana managed to pick off the Lich. And now they're just going through PR one by one like dominoes. A little bit further down south, Moose at least able to TP out. But 13 minutes in, and Power Rangers just call the GG. They say there is no further point to playing out this match right now because RoXKIS are just dominating every single fight. And rightly so. Things were just getting... It's going from bad to worse for them.
Yeah, and indeed, very well played by RoXKIS, but nonetheless, PR still had a chance in the game, but they realized they were just too far behind, didn't actually continue to try, and that's that, I guess. This is a very short game. This is probably the shortest game in the MLG TKO thus far in the Europe division.
It definitely has been fast, man. We're going to have ourselves a short break. Not as short as this game, though. It'll be about 20 minutes until the scheduled starting time of our next matchup, when NextKZ will face up against Sigma. And Sigma have a doubleheader tonight going up against both NextKZ as well as VP. And then our final game coming up from the European scene was the game that was postponed from last night. Navi will play up against Team Empire. And then American Series, we have Cloud9 with their doubleheader going going up against Swag and then up against Sad Boys to see who can really claim that #1 position out from America's division. And then E-Hug, Sad, Denial, Swag, they'll be our 4 teams wrapping up our last 2 games. So definitely stay tuned. We've got more action coming up here on the MLG TKO live stream. We'll see you shortly.